Guys, welcome to Black Scout Survival Late Night Live. Thanks for hanging out with me. So, as we suspected, they're going to try something now. Now, this is being put out there by some media sources, but I always my spidey sense always goes off whenever these sort of things come out. Congress has the power. This is an op-ed from The Hill. It says Congress has the power to block Trump from taking office, but lawmakers must act now. So this was an article published on December 26th. They couldn't wait. Day after Christmas, they're publishing this junk. So anyway, what it talks about in this article is something we've heard before, the rhetoric we heard before, coming from many Democrat politicians and Democrats alike. But basically it says the Constitution provides an oath-breaking insurrectionist is ineligible to be president. This is the plain wording of Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. No person shall hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any other state, having previously taken an oath to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to enemies thereof. This disability can be removed by 2/3 vote in each house. Now, I don't think they could get that vote unless things just go completely awry, but it's crazy. So it goes on to say disqualification is based on insurrection against the Constitution and not the government. So the evidence of Donald Trump's engaging in such insurrection is overwhelming, they say. The matter has been decided in 3 separate forms, 2 of which were fully contested with active participation of Trump's counsel. So is this something that they're really going to try to do? It's a good question. I think it's been way too quiet, to be honest. Especially Trump has been causing a stir. He's been talking about mass deportation. He's talking about day one. He's getting down to business, immediately making changes and appealing a bunch of things that have been going on for the past few years. So I find it strange that it's so quiet. I mean, all the things they try to do, and I'm going to get into that in a moment, but I also want to show you this Brookings article. Well, let me show you this too. Proposed plan to block Donald Trump from taking office sparks MAGA fury. So this is not something that's just the conservatives or Republican Party are somewhat afraid of this too, because this is something that's maybe behind closed doors. Maybe we're not hearing so much in the mainstream or in the public opinion, but behind closed doors, this may be something that's being talked about heavily, that come time to certify an election, it's not going to happen. Again, I think things have been too quiet. Too many Democrats have fear of what's going to happen to them after the fact. Now, if we look at this article here, these counties that may try not to certify the 2024 elections is coming from Brookings. And it talks about within the article that one of the many strategies that could be used to confuse and delay the results of the 2024 election is the refusal to certify elections, particularly on the county level. So it goes on to say in the article that they've identified 50 counties across the 7 swing states. That is the reason why, one, that pose the highest risk of attempting non-certification, however futile it may be. So who knows? I just think, again, guys, it's been too quiet, and there's always a quiet before the storm. Now, again, Trump has already made a tremendous stir. He's already picked a lot of people that the left cannot stand in discussions of a lot of these people being held accountable. And a lot of these various policies will be implemented immediately. We're looking at Democrats that acted in treasonous ways, that actually have committed crimes during this time, that will be held accountable at the very least, or maybe possibly even placed in prison. So that's why I say it's been overwhelmingly quiet. Now, let's not forget, though, that these people went through great lengths. They went through great lengths, guys. I mean, we had multiple assassination attempts, and you can say whatever you want. I don't care. You can't tell me these are just random dudes that were upset. I don't believe it. At the very least, Secret Service, higher echelon, turned a blind eye, had their guys turn a blind eye. And this is not an easy task to do. You get what I'm saying? These people are, most of them are highly trained. Now, the people we know during the Butler rally were Homeland Security personnel that took an online course. But to even make something like that happen on the day that his attempt on his life was made, there were multiple places that tried to remove him from the ballot. We had him not even placed in the voting handbook in many places. We had lawfare being used, trying to imprison him, trying to bankrupt him, slandering him. And then we can even go back as far as 2020 to what happened at 2 a.m. So, I mean, I could go on with this, but they have fought too hard and they made too much change that is detrimental to you and I just to let it go and say, oh, we lost. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. But, you know, we also have this looming at the same time. Republicans fear speaker battle means they cannot certify the election. Now, if you recall, this is stemming from Speaker Mike Johnson, government spending deal that left many Republicans unhappy with Mike Johnson. Now, when you look at this, when the House returns to session on January 3rd, the breakdown will be 219 and Republicans, 215 Democrats. And that's when all new members are sworn in. If all 434 members vote, and typically, maybe for this they will, but the majority needed for him to be speaker will be 218. And we already have Thomas Massie saying that he's not going to vote for him. And I'm sure many others that are pissed off at him are probably not going to vote, which will delay the election, which will allow some funny business to happen. Now, if you look at the House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, he said that he would not extend any Democrat votes to save him. So to me, it sounds like this is a Democrat ploy to try to stall the election. We've also seen lots of infighting amongst people Trump has tapped. This is the time, not the time to do that, in my opinion. The time is to get in office and then hash those things out. The thing is to win. The infighting is detrimental, and it will help us lose every time. And we've seen that. It's divide and conquer strategy, and it works very well with Republicans and conservatives alike. They fall for the divide and conquer strategy. You don't see this amongst Democrats. Those guys, they don't care what happens. They will walk in step with each other, defend each other, no matter how dark it is. And that's why they win. Now, watch this here. We can hear them talk about it.
Ahead of a vote next week.
And the battle for the gavel could delay the certification of President-elect Trump's victory.
Madeline Rivera is live in Washington, and she's got the tea to spill on this. Maddie?
Hi, guys. Good morning. The first order of business for the House when Congress convenes January 3rd is electing a House Speaker. It's all about the math. The House clocks in with 434 members with one vacancy, thanks to former Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz. The breakdown is 219 Republicans to 215 Democrats. The Speaker of the House must win an outright majority of all members. Current Speaker Mike Johnson is on thin ice with the right flank of his party after last week's debacle over government spending.
Before the last couple of weeks, I was, in his corner, but now, we should consider what's the best path forward. We do need to consider whether, if we're going to advance Mr. Trump's agenda, whether the current leadership is what we need.
Johnson relied on Democrats to get the final funding bill across the finish line. It's a similar scenario to 2023 when former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy worked with Democrats to keep the government open. Gaetz then triggered the vote to oust McCarthy. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries signals Democrats won't be helping Johnson.
And there will be no Democrats available to save him or the extreme MAGA Republicans from themselves based on the breaching of a bipartisan agreement.
Without a speaker, the House is paralyzed. It can't swear in members, it can't pass legislation, and here's the kicker. It cannot certify the results of the Electoral College on January 6th. Todd, Katie, and Joey.
Great ploy. And to hear Hakeem Jeffries say that, extreme MAGA, he's not saving them from themselves because they are eating each other. They're falling for the divide and conquer strategy. But we also, if you remember, Raskins was saying the same thing about not certifying the election because of the insurrection ploy. So it's going to be a rocky week and a half, I think. We'll see what happens. I think there will be a delay, obviously, because Mike Johnson has, caused a huge problem. Someone said rat skin is good. I like it. But when you look at this, is also looming as well. There's lots of stuff awry, right? Evidence China might take Taiwan before Trump's inauguration, which will get what? Oh gosh, it's like the hits keep on coming. Their economy is in the dumpster. They want Taiwan, and what better strategy than one? Our House Republicans are fighting. They can't certify the election. Then we get thrust into World War III. What happens then? What do they say about that then? Do they allow it to happen? Right? Because this will be something that's never happened within the history of the United States. So the other thing that makes me wonder if this is a possibility is because China has just officially launched its most advanced and largest amphibious assault ship to date. This is the Type 76 Sichuan. And if you didn't know, China has been pumping its Navy like crazy, far exceeding the U.S. And if you know anything about military strategy, that the naval combat will be huge in a World War setting on that side of the world. You can see here the comparison in size between the Bougainville and the Sichuan. So the Sichuan, and this is coming from China state-controlled media, so take it for what it is, but it's saying it's the first of its kind, is state-of-the-art. It has electromagnetic catapult and arrestor system, enabling the launch and recovery of fixed-wing aircraft directly from its deck. And the vessel is also designed to deploy ground troops via landing crafts and provide them with air support, making it extremely effective in amphibious operations. So basically, what this would be similar to is something like the Navy and Marine Corps, like a MAGTF or something like that. So you would have the ability to deploy fixed wing aircraft. You would also have the ability to deploy troops. So obviously, this is something cutting edge for China. And in this state of the game, if we were to go to war with them, it would be problematic. And you look at the state of America's military, it hadn't been corrected yet. We've been pushing DEI for so long, and indoctrination, and not essentially working towards being effective in war fighting. We've trying to become effective in social justice issues. And obviously that can't be turned around at the flip of a switch. So it's not going to be fixed within a year even. It's going to take years to correct that. But I just have a bad feeling. I think that these guys are up to something. It's too quiet. I could be wrong. Hopefully I am. Hopefully I am. And everybody's just like, oh, we lost and we'll just deal with it and move on. I don't see that though. These guys sent out Ryan Routh and Thomas Crooks, and they're pretending they can't get in their electronic devices. They just put Ryan Routh's trial on indefinite hold because the evidence they said they collected is so overwhelming they can't even look through it. How lucky can you be? How lucky wouldn't you love to freaking commit a crime that they say, you know what, we're just going to throw your case away because the evidence is too much? What kind of freaking cartoon world is that? It's absolutely insane. And people are buying it. Paige, thank you. And people are buying it. They're buying it. They're okay with it. The fact of the matter is if he gets in office, a lot of these things will be uncovered. right? He's talking about releasing files that will change the state of the game. I'm telling you, 9/11, JFK, you release these, it was change the state of the game going forward. Every American will want extreme accountability for what has occurred within this country and what we've been taught. What we've been told is correct, and the things they've done in the shadows. It's a lot, and a lot of people will be put to the line. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I want to know your thoughts. Is this just all just a little ruckus and nothing big deal, or do you think it's a big deal? Tell me what you think is going to happen, guys, in the comments below, and make sure you like, share the video, share the damn video, because I'm not getting any views. Nobody's watching the videos because they're not getting notified. Even my father said he didn't get notified for 2 days. My own father didn't get notified for 2 days. So share the video, text it to your friends, tell your friends at work, whatever. Let them know. Anyway, guys, we're going to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.
2, 3. 1, 2.